All right, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Lambdas who roll live here for another Sunday. I'm here with my co-host Fernando and Diego. What's going on,
Yo,
fellas?
yo.
Good man. I just want to say that beat hits hard when it drops.
Yeah, right.
I like that intro. Yeah.
I,
I'm here like
you guys in
bopping.
the background, like bopping your heads. Yeah, man. That's a shout out to Fred, one of our purple belts at the New Jersey, who hooked that up for us. Man, he
Nice.
definitely got some talent. So shout out to Fred. We gotta try to see if we get some more and mix it up a little bit, but that definitely is a hot beat. So what's going on, fellas? How was your week? How's your training?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But go ahead, bro.
It was good. I got 2 sessions in today. This
I
week.
was say beast,
Yeah,
beast.
I know, right? Got 2 sessions in this week. Feeling good. Yesterday was like the first time I like rolled in a while that I didn't feel like I was like gassed. So that's
Nice.
good. Hopefully that's an improvement. Hopefully that means my cardio is getting better. But yeah, 2 days. I'm feeling good about this week.
Excellent. What's good, D?
Not much. I mean, I didn't again. I've just been a little bit busy with getting ready for this event. This next. I'm saying with this weekend. So yeah, man. Today I'm gonna go train. So
Nice.
got about 45 minutes before I had to step out, but
That's what's
looking
up.
forward to today.
That's what's up. Cool, man. And so today, let's get started. We have an interesting show. We have one of our closest and beloved brothers, Pacheco, with us today, and we want to talk about his journey and like, how he started jiu-jitsu over the age of 40, and kind of pick his brain and see what benefits he has experienced over the last several years in training. What was his journey like? So let's let him into the show. Here we go. Hey, what's
Yo.
going on, brother? Para siempre. Can you hear us, Pacheco?
By sempre, manos.
I was
Okay.
good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's coming a little bit in and out, but I can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Doing good, man. Doing real good.
That,
Awesome.
Can't complain. If I could, I wouldn't.
the
Anyway.
All right. Your connection's a little choppy.
the connection is over 40.
Yeah. There you go. That's what happens. I'm running at that 52K mode, little telephone wire thing.
That dial up.
Yeah, can you
Is
hear
it
us
still
though?
bad or no?
We can, yeah.
We
I can
can
hear
hear
you
you,
guys.
but you're skipping a little bit. Maybe it'll catch up with itself.
How do I do to fix it? Come on, tech guys. How do I fix it?
Man, I don't know. I mean, you got an
As long
extender
as you
today?
get-
Why don't you on your phone? Go on the data on your phone.
This is real
Put on what
live
on the phone?
technical difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what happens, right?
Yeah, man. So
Maybe we
let's
could
just swing with the
maybe we
flow
could
then.
talk about. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right. All right. So Pacheco, thank you, man, for coming on the show. So yeah, man, we wanted to talk about you and your journey and in jiu-jitsu and stuff. But before we begin, we want to get to know a little bit, want our audience to know a little bit more about you. I know, man, you're a popular dude when it comes to frat, man. Everybody I think knows you. But for those that don't, just give us a quick, run down memory lane and let us know how you became a bro.
All right. So once upon a time, many years ago, in the spring of '91, I just celebrated my 30th anniversary in the frat. So I crossed
Congratulations.
until I'm in a chapter known as Epsilon in Buffalo, New York. I became a Hermano there, and from that point on, I've always been active. But I was in nationals, step shows. I was coordinating. It was part of one of the first step teams in Duke back in '96.
Nice.
Created La Copa that everybody give out now. La Copa was my creation, and then in 2005 I started the softball tournament because I'm vertically challenged. I don't play basketball, so I figured I played baseball my life. So hey, let's start a softball tournament to bring everybody together. this summer is going to be a 16th year in existence, and we're going to have the biggest teams. 14 teams going to be competing this summer. July
Wow.
31st, 14 teams. We're going to have 14 teams. And then, from there, and then a lot of different, your chapter, Alpha Alpha, was the dean for Alpha Alpha line. And
Yeah.
then Ronnie was your dean. So
Yeah.
there's connection there. There's history.
Yeah, absolutely.
So been around. I've seen
Man,
this chapter. I've seen the fraternity grow from 5 chapters to where it is right now.
that's what's up. You were involved in Alpha Nu too, right? Was he involved with you guys too, Fernando?
When I was going to grad school,
He attended grad school. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's been like an integral part of our chapter ever since.
That's amazing, man.
Like our little holiday get-togethers. Just always reaching out. So he's been a godsend to my chapter. We're eternally grateful. See what I did there, eternal.
Nice.
That's what's up. There you go. Man, that's crazy. So that's amazing, man. So we've known each other for, man, it's 22 years, I guess now. 20 years roughly, right? Since I met you in the spring of 99, or actually probably even before that as an interest, man, like in the fall of 98. Man, it's crazy, man. So time does fly. And but now we have another passion that unites us, Jiu Jitsu. And it's amazing. You came to our first open mat, sporting that white belt. Now you're a blue belt. So we want to hear a lot about that. So what got you into Jiu Jitsu? How'd that start?
All right. Well, I always wanted to get into it, but you know how life gets in your way sometimes. It was either join Jiu Jitsu or not save money and get a house and move out of the Bronx. So I had an opportunity where, you can tell your kids to work hard, or you can show them how to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always been about showing you. Not what I tell you, do what I do and be an example for that. I felt like he could have been doing better in his karate class. And I'm like, because he will have the up and down. I'm like, come on, man, you got to give it your all. I know you're much better than that. At that time, I always have this chronic ankle pains because I was a gymnast. So my ankles, the pains come in and out. And I didn't want to join karate at that time because my ankles were like hurting. At that time, the Shion, his nephew, came up. And he was a karate black belt and also a BJJ black belt. So he started the BJJ program. So I was like, you know what? Since it's right here, let me show him how to work hard. And let me get on the mat. And I would say, don't do what I've been telling you to do. Watch me. Watch how I want to work hard and do what I got to do. And that's what got me started on the journey. From that point on, the rest is history, you could say. There's been a bumps in the roads like always, but from that point on, that's what got me to start.
Nice. How long ago was that? What year did you start?
I think 2017, in the summer 2017.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Where are you training right now?
In New York United. It's in Suffolk, New York.
Nice.
9 North Ardmont Road, and over in Suffolk, New York. It's basically across by the Palisades Mall, a little bit up north by the Palisades Mall. So I train right there right now presently.
Excellent. How often are you training? Like, how often when you started? Like, were you doing just like once a week, twice a week, or have you upped your training?
When I started 2 times a week, and then went to 3, and then there's been times where, I would do 4, maybe 5 days a week. But now that the season's over, I can breathe now. And I'm planning to go 3 or 4 days a week, and everything. But I like to try to at least be consistent twice a week.
Nice.
Twice a week. And of course, when the way tax season works and all that stuff, sometimes I just can't go.
Yeah.
But I always try to be consistent at 2 days a week. But now everything's finally over. I can go 3 or 4 days a week and up.
Nice. That's awesome.
So in this time of like that we couldn't train, a lot of schools were closed and stuff like that. Were you still able to?
Yeah.
Like do with the school or by on your own and stuff like?
Well, with the school on, he left it open.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, come. There was me and a small group of us will just come in there and we'll have trust in each other, and we'll just go and work and train.
I asked because I know
that was savior. That was my savior, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I asked because I know, like, for us, the training jujitsu is, we've talked about this in other episodes that, it has a lot uh, to do with, our physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, balance. So I was wondering how it helped or didn't help, with that, with, us coming in and obviously at a later age than a lot of other folks, what I'm saying, and then, training and then having to stop or having to pause, that transition or back and forth, you know.
It has helped because yeah, it has helped because I'm always been a big proponent about taking care of yourself, being healthy. So it has showed tremendous benefits there. When I started, I was about north of 200 pounds,
Mm,
and now I'm about
nice.
170. So in my little 4 year, I've managed to lose a lot of weight and trim down, and I've been
Mm.
laying off the weights and heavy weights, and instead of getting bulk, I've been trimming down. So it helps me there. Of course, with the weight loss, now your ankles don't hurt as much, your knees from all the extra
Yeah.
weight and stuff like that, and that's been helping me there. And then from emotional level, 2020 has been the year of years for me. So being able to go into the mat once or twice a week helped me. I needed that release because I've
Yeah.
gone through so much stuff in 2020 that's the only thing that really helped kind of keep things together. I was a wreck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up for you.
So
I mean,
Yeah.
we got to get.
Yeah. But
Is it? I was gonna say, man, we got to get you back on the mats quick, man, before you start buying more Funko Pops, bro.
I know, man. You
You
got
fill up on.
you got to see a Funko Pop here.
That's it.
Yeah, but 2020, yeah, man, it was tough for all of us, even for ourselves. My brother and myself, we one of the biggest challenges that we had was we lost our grandmother. She was 103. Not to the pandemic. I mean, she died of natural causes, but still, to have it happen during that time for us, it was a difficult situation, and even still to this day, it's still kind of like weird when you go up to New Jersey and it's not there. But jiu-jitsu definitely helped us kind of like just put even for a moment, put it to the back of our minds and just focus on the task at hand, which was training and drilling and rolling and stuff. But yeah, man, and we've mentioned it numerous times how beneficial jiu-jitsu is when it comes to stability and providing some release, mental health, or the positive of that. So yeah, man, we definitely feel you on that. So now, you talked a little bit about the benefits that you face, that you've experienced, losing some weight, helping, with your joints, and kind of feeling a lot of relief in that sense. Anything else that you feel that you've benefited from the time you've started training from jiu-jitsu?
I mean, bar none, you meet incredible people there. You
Mm.
know, you meet people from all walks of life. Where I train right now, the cool thing is a lot of people there are police, law enforcement.
Mhm.
So you can never have enough PBA cards.
That's true, right? Now we
So
know where to go.
yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun. I've met a lot of cool people this there, and you just meet everybody from all walks of life, and it's from just random. Not too much. I'm not saying anything professional. Let's say you can meet a plumber to a doctor and everything in between,
Right.
and we all
Right.
have that one thing in passion, that one thing in
Yeah.
common, that passion for jiu-jitsu, and it's great. Like you meet so many great people, so many great people.
That
Yeah.
is definitely true, man. That is definitely true. Um, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So So all right, you. I know I had a few questions when it comes to I've seen people come and go, um, younger folks, older folks, people who've tried it, don't like it. Um, when it comes to your training,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked my brother this before too, like, when it comes to your training and you see, like, and we when I'm training on the mats, and when we're teaching or training with the guys there, and we go around the room and we ask, how old are you, and this and that, and we're we got to the point where we're pretty much the oldest people in the room, You know what I'm saying? And then and you know, it can take a toll, right? It can take a little bit of a, man, like, you know, these young guys are, you know, are either getting the moves a lot faster, they're advancing faster, you know, we're getting more injured, you know, we probably have a little bit more of a tougher time. Like, how does that feel for you, you know, training, going from white? I know that, you know, before a few of the beginning of the open mats, you know, white belt, and then you got your blue belt. How does that feel in this whole, like, you know, as they're developing, you're developing, you know, like,
See,
how do you take that?
I always look at it this way. I look forward. I really don't care too much how what they're doing or what I'm doing. I'm more focused on what I can do and everything. So it's like if you focus on what you're doing, how you're advancing, and yeah, you know, and now then you have to compare yourself to other people who started. Okay, how am I compared to that person? But when it comes to your own self development in jiu-jitsu, I'm always been focusing on, okay, what are the things that I need to work on? And then, you know, with your training partners, look, I have an issue with my back being taken. I want you to go at it and keep taking my back. That's the only way to get better.
Nice.
I have an issue with this. You know, start with the mount. I want you to start with a mount, and then I want to work getting out of that position. It's to me, it's always been about your journey, focusing on what you can do and everything. Because some people say, yeah, if somebody's 20 years old and just straight out of college or high school and been wrestling, they have a whole different thing than if you're older and you're 40 and you come in and you haven't trained in 20 years. You can't compare yourself, but you can compare yourself to other people in your age bracket. That can be a fair comparison. Okay, how many other 40-year-olds are here? How you guys doing? How you guys managing? What we all, because we all know what hurts and what aches. Okay, how are you managing, and how do I compare to them in their development? Because it's kind of, to me, it's kind of, I'm not really big on really comparing. It's about you, your journey,
Mm.
and
Right.
everything. Like
You
before, I
you
remember
you
in the early
competed.
days, I was susceptible to the armbar all the time. I was like
Mhm.
the tap dance kid, tap 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 tap, and then I was okay. I gotta work on that. Then you work on that, and then that's that. So I think it's a self journey, but with little checkpoints along the way to see, okay, how am I doing compared to this person? How am I doing compared to this person? Okay, what do I need to do to get to the next level? What do I need
Nice.
to do? So that's how I've always been focused on what can I do, because we all come, especially when you're older, you all come with different things. But if you were an older person, you wrestled in college, you have more of an advantage, or you did
Yeah.
other martial arts. But if you in your 40s and never did anything martial arts related, then you starting at a whole different level than
Yeah.
somebody else who has some prior experience. So it's about your own self development, your own self journey.
Nice.
You competed throughout this time too, right?
I competed one time. I haven't been able
How
to
does
compete this time. But I plan to over the summer. Now that the
Nice.
whole thing is behind me, now I can really focus and see if I can get a competition in July and August. But I do want to
How,
compete.
how,
I know.
how, how did that, so let's how did that feel for you? Because I know, again, man, like, it's a, you know, if people who don't understand jiu-jitsu, or don't, you know, haven't been training, or, you know, there's a little bit of a difference, right, when it comes to training, you know, on a let's say 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and just being on a regular, like, normal, balanced schedule, I guess, for the lack of better words. And then, you know, someone who's competing or getting onto the competition stage is completely 180, is night and day, to be honest. If anybody, you know, so the intensity is different, the training is different, you know, the process, you know, again, mentally is different. So how did that feel for you, going into, and then during, and then after?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one thing that, again, I had experience was that I was a gymnast, so I was a
Mm,
competitive gymnast in high school and in college. So performing in front of a crowd, I was already used to that aspect.
Mhm.
Then remember, I did the step shows, and Fernando, you
nice.
know how it is when you got the whole crowd behind you. You step in, you get amped up.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I do.
I had that experience already. Now going into the mat, obviously the nerves were off the hook. But once I stepped on the mat, they just showtime. Everything just
Nice.
went out, and it's just you just, hey, let me just leave it on the mat and see what I got. You
Yeah.
know,
Nice.
I'm
That's
competing in
awesome,
the
man.
in the grandpa division, so
I'm with you, man. I'm in the Masters division too.
so you just, it was a great experience. I want to do it again, and it was
Yeah.
a great experience. And you know,
That's awesome, man.
So Pacheco, as a tax professional, I know, we go through, busy season. I once was in public accounting myself. How were you able to train as consistently, or what things did you, how did you find time to balance like that mat life with the, the grind of busy season?
This year it was really harder this year because I got so many new referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to just carve out 2 days, in the morning. I like doing first thing in the morning because everybody's at work. So I always go to the morning classes. It was tough this year. There was a couple of times where, I couldn't do anything because it was just so many. And then when it died down, I went back again and everything. And then it got picked up again. And now it's over. Now I'm just going to dive in and everything. But it's those things that the way it is it's only for that 4 months of the year. So after that, then I'm free. And that's how I was able to train the 4 or 5 days, because I have nothing else to do. But to train.
That's what's up. So, you obviously, you're a really popular person in the fraternity. A lot of people, both, part of the organization, outside the organization. Have you gotten any of your friends to try jiu-jitsu with you, or some other hermanos that training with you?
I have gotten one chapter brother, Jason Billy, to come, and then he stopped over here because he lives up there in Rockland. I've been advocating it for the longest, and that's something I want to talk about because the one thing I see guys in my age group, whatever, is that fear, of the unknown. They've been watching too many early UFCs and Fight Club, and they think we're all going to be in a circle beating each other up. I'm like, no, it's not like that. Joe, just come through it. It's not like that. You're going to have a lot of benefits, man. Just come, Yeah. But that's the one thing, is the fear unknown. If I can tell anybody right now, the fear unknown is great. It's false. It appears real. Just show up on the mat. Just show up. And then the other thing is that you hear about is, oh, but I have these prior injuries. So we all hurt from playing sports one time or the other. Yeah. But I don't know if you remember, Hernan, this open mat, the one before, where Hermano Robert Gonzalez showed up. Mm-hmm. His son was going to you for a couple. Well, he had a hip replacement surgery, right? Mm-hmm. And he showed up.
Yeah.
And then he said, hey, you know what? I know what I can't do it. My hip it's physically impossible. I can't do it with my new hip. But he had the guts to show up and try. And you got to give a lot of props to somebody who just wants to show up and, hey, let me see what I can do. Because the one thing about jiu-jitsu, as we all know, it's very adaptable. You adapt it to your body. You adapt it to your size. Whether you male or female, it's adaptable. So I'm like, hey, just come on. And he tried to do it. He tried to adapt into the standing and everything, whatever he could do. But the hip pain was just too much. You got to respect that. He showed up and everything. So you hear a lot of that about, prior injuries. But I'm like, you work around it. You work around it. You know what you can do. You know what hurts, especially when you start out. But, and you take care of your injuries.
Yeah. I mean, I could see how, UFC, MMA in general, people look at it and be like, man, is that what I'm going to be doing? And I mean, that's great advice, as far as telling people, it comes in stages, and obviously, you don't have to jump into the deep end of the pool. You do things on your own. And I think most gyms, I'd be confident to say that they welcome, individuals from all walks of life, all ages, and they cater their program really to help every individual. I know for ourselves, I have students that, especially one student that's in his, I think, later 40s, and he's been training me for a long time. He's a purple belt now. And, he tells me I injured my back. So, what, I'm going to hang out today and just watch, or I injured this. What can I do for that? And we cater around it, right? We teach them how to work around things so that they can, still benefit from training jiu-jitsu, even though they might have some of these, maybe these longing ailments, You're right, man. We come with, bad knees and backs and stuff like that, but we're still trying and advancing. And then this is definitely an encouragement for other hermanos to come and try it. I mean, I think the benefit outweighs everything else, even if you do it once a week, it's better than just kind of sitting on your couch and doing nothing, But yeah, man, that's definitely I agree 100% with that.
The other thing I want to bring up is I hear this a lot too. I want to try the jiu-jitsu, but I want to get in shape first. I'm like, guys, get in shape while you're on the mat. You haven't worked out consistently in the last 5 years. What makes you think you're gonna do it now? You know,
Right.
But you know
just show up.
yeah, I mean, because a lot of people, I mean, and which is normal, right? I mean, when you think of jiu-jitsu, even now that it's like out there with UFC and all these other streams and shows, and people still, I don't know, I don't think they can relate to, because when I'm like, oh, what do you do? Jiu-jitsu. Oh, what is that? Like I start going down through like before I get to karate, I'm like, it's like judo, it's like wrestling. Okay, fine, it's like karate, because I mean this. So that connection is obviously still not there for a lot of people. So when you think of a martial art, right, you don't think of going into it to get toned, to work out, to sweat. You know what I mean? You think of, probably the traditional side of things, right?
Mhm.
That because if you were to be like, oh, you want to lose weight, people's minds go to a gym, working out, getting on a treadmill, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So yeah, man. So it's definitely a little bit of a misconception.
Yeah, and my advice to to those that say that they want to get in shape too, there's a difference between being in shape physically and then being in match shape. Because like we know, there's it's a grind when you're rolling with somebody, especially like you gotta know how to breathe properly. You gotta know how to to be comfortable, not to use explosive moves and things like that, because then you'll gas yourself out no matter how in shape you are. There's different things that go into it. So, like Pacheco said, our best advice would be, if you want to get into that, that shape to do to roll or whatever, just to roll, show up, come to class and roll, because it's there's a difference, and you'll find out really fast once
Yeah.
you try, once you try it.
See, one of the things that I want to point out is what I told people. Look, you got to be healthy, because then the other thing they say is like, I don't have time. I'm like, I understand that. So you say that. Well, I want you to keep in mind is that we make time for health, we make time for illness, but you're going to make time for one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So either you put some preventive measure now and take care of your health, or guess what? You're going to have to put in a lot of time to take care of your illness.
Yeah, and a lot of money
Like
too.
that.
Yeah.
So
That's that 99 wisdom. That's that 91 wisdom right there. That's that old
so
school.
it's just like work on the benefit and everything, and if it's not jiu-jitsu, then really commit to the gym and do something else.
Right.
But commit to taking care of your health by eating right, exercising, and really taking care of yourself. And that's going to provide you with the biggest benefit, because that's what else we have. We have one life, man. I'd rather be very healthy and live a very long time than can't even
Absolutely.
see your feet, because
Yeah,
your
being
gut is
miserable,
over your just you can't cover your feet or anything. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. For if not for anything, for the health benefits that you can get from the cardio work, your heart is gonna thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you for that. So I
Yeah,
want
absolutely.
people, all the manos out there, come through the open mat on June 4th. Just watch. You don't have to participate. Just come watch.
Mhm.
I want you to just come watch and everything. And then if you get bitten by the bug, step on the mat. Let's go. Have fun.
Come through June 4th. You get free tax advice from Pacheco at the same time.
And in alignment too, Dr. Justin
So you guys
Rios.
throw in, man. Some people, they don't like jiu-jitsu, man, but that advice,
Oh, the free food.
it's valuable, bro.
Free food.
Yeah, not working
Free
out
food too.
and not taking care of your health is taxing, man.
Oh, I like that. 91 right there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an interesting quote that they talk about, and it talks about 5 benefits in life, right? And 2 of them, it's taking advantage of your youth before you get old, and taking advantage of your health before you get sick, right? And really, and in reality, I'm 40 years old, but I don't think as myself as I'm 40 and I'm old, right? I'm 40 and I still have so many strong positive years ahead of me, and I mentioned this on a previous show, is like one of my goals is to continue rolling until like well into my later years, if I'm allowed that long life, right? And taking care of myself now as best as I can. Obviously, sometimes we slip in here and there, but as best as I can, so that I can continue passing on and training. Because one of my goals as a jiu-jitsu practitioner is to train and get better, but at the same time also pass on what I've learned to other people, so that they can benefit, through teaching and stuff like that. So and June 4th open mat is really one of those opportunities where we can pass it on to other brothers that are going to be there, what we've learned, our experiences, and hopefully that they can benefit from that. But yeah, man, I so great advice, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, I mean, it goes to a reason why you are in there, especially when you're older, is the magic of tape. Tape your joints. When you have to. The magic of when you get home, put ice, Epsom salt baths. My personal favorite is compression garments, Tommy Copper. I I vouch by them. When I'm real sore and really aching, I put them on, and it relaxes your muscle. I've been doing it for many years because in the softball tournament, I can catch as much as 8 games during the weekend, 7 games in one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine the pain. But with the compression garments, I feel brand new.
Nice.
Like it does. I've been managing. So just from that point of view, I can tell you, I can vouch for it because I catch 4 games on Saturday, come back Sunday, catch another 3 games, and I'm fine. The benefit of if you're really, really hurting, then rest. Don't quit. Rest your body, because your body needs rest, especially when you're older, and then come back and do what you got to do.
Just like that.
And then and the most important thing, hydrate. Most people don't hydrate enough. Whether you BJJ or not, most people walk around dehydrated.
Yeah.
So if you just drink a lot more water, that's gonna have the benefits of letting you feel less sore, getting rid of the lactic acid in your muscles, and getting rid of the toxins. It's just drinking, consuming enough water. Especially when you're rolling, and afterwards, make sure you hydrate, and then you repeat the whole process all over again, and that helps you. That helps you last.
That's my problem. I always forget my water bottle before class.
You always forget it?
Yeah, always.
Do you feel like your practices from before other sports? Obviously you're mentioning the compression and things that you used before. Is there anything that you added or that you see benefits you in jiu-jitsu, or something different, completely different, that you had to add in that routine? Because jiu-jitsu, obviously a different sport, different movements.
I mean, I use a lot of my prior experience from being a gymnast, playing baseball, just other sports in general, running, lifting weights. So that the compression was always I did from before, and then once you transition to jiu-jitsu, I'm like, man, I really need it now. Everything really hurts and I feel sore. Then up the water intake and put on the compression garments, and that helps with the soreness. It helps with the blood circulation. So a lot of it's been my prior experience being in the sports field for the longest, with different sports, playing so much. Especially when you step, you have to rest your ankles from stepping and everything. So it's a combination of all these years of knowledge just transfers right over to the present. And as you can see, I read a lot. I have a lot of books behind me, so I'm always the constant student, always reading, always learning about different things. So
Nice.
it's just
Nice.
you got to be a lifelong student. I'm always been committed to a lifelong student. That's why I guess I'm pursuing my third master's right now, because I'm just a lifelong student and everything.
That's what's up.
And so that's one thing you have to do. Just always learn, always constantly learn. Because if you're not learning, what are you doing? I don't understand how people don't have a passion for learning. Continue to learn new things.
Yeah.
Which is a great benefit going to different gyms, and you learn different things. And be like, wow, I like that. Let me bring that back over here to my
Nice.
gym.
Do you see yourself continuing? I mean, we all do. We all hope that we can, but do you see yourself like, you know, um, I guess not continuing jujitsu? God willing, you will, given that we're healthy and all that stuff. But in terms of, um, like for yourself, is it something that you see yourself like, yeah, you know what, I want to continue as long as I'm okay. I want to continue, or do you have a certain time that is like, okay, I'm gonna try it until a certain time, and then
I'm gonna do it. Get off my wheelchair. If I'm on the wheelchair, get on the mat and let's go.
Mhm.
You know,
Nice.
I'm gonna keep my mindset is a lifelong. As long as I'm on this earth, I'm gonna just continue getting on the mat. You know, if I have to put a truck with a cane on somebody, because I'm just gonna continue, doing it. That's why I feel right now. There's no way. I love it. What things that keep me moving. I don't know if you know Ed O'Neill, the Married Children, that guy.
Oh yeah.
He started later in
Al
life.
Bundy.
He's got his black belt. Al Bundy got his black belt when he's much later in life. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, if he can do it, why not me?
Absolutely.
Why not me? He can do it. I can. Then you read articles and people getting their black belts when they're 70 years old. Hey, I'm a long way from 70, so that means there's hope in me. If they can do it, I can do it. Because I'm always been a strong proponent that success leaves blueprint. Follow it. What are they doing? Just show up and be consistent, and to work on the stuff that you're not so strengths. Work on those and make them stronger. Or what some negative people call weaknesses, but and just not so strength to me and the way I think about it.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be at your black belt speech, man. This is man, there's some good words right here. So we talked about, so you talked about that you're a lifelong learner. You're doing your third master's. You have you read a lot, and obviously with jiu-jitsu, it's like, for those that start jiu-jitsu and they really get into it, man, you become like a scholar of jiu-jitsu. It's like its own subject, right? What's your favorite move? What are you working on now, or what's your favorite move? What's your go-to?
That's a good question. I'm still kind of like developing my game and everything, but I like takedowns. I like doing a lot of takedowns.
Nice.
So
now we know what to look out for.
I'm pulling guard.
Yeah, that's one thing that I like. I wish I want to use it more. That's something that I like. But I'm still developing it. I've been working on that now with butterfly sweeps and butterfly guard.
Yeah.
But I've just been trying to tailor it to my size and everything. But it's work in progress. That's the best I can tell you. I'm still trying to figure things out and everything.
Nice.
What works for me and everything. But since I'm a gymnast, I have real flexible shoulders, so it's always cool when somebody puts you in the Kumar and you're like, dude, you're gonna get tired. All right, okay. You ready? You tired? Okay, now I can move out. Nice. They're like, damn, your arms are so flexible. But
that's what's up.
I want to also give a quick shout out to Francisco Guzman, Epsilon co-founder, spring 1980.
88.
He's 88. He's here checking in. Saint Palante. Thank you for sharing. Pacheco, and thank you for inviting him to the session.
And Cisco, I send you a place in Buffalo, so go check it out.
Nice.
I send you and Edgar a place in Buffalo where a classmate of mine trains. He's a purple belt there. I send you his location. So Cisco,
nice,
go through.
Man. Excellent. Yeah, and this is what it's really all about, right? I mean, this is the reason why we're doing this, to offer another avenue for hermanos and in general, the community in general, right? Because we're not limiting just to hermanos itself, because we've had some visitors come and benefit from some of the sessions as well. But yeah, we encourage everyone to try it out, at least try it out, and get on the mat. So the June 4th, I remember in the first one we had Ranjan come out. He was there and he saw it, and it's just like that, man. Just come and take a, even if you want to just hang out, right? You want to just hang out and just be part of that experience. I think it would be awesome, for people to come by.
Yeah, man. It's a mini convention outside of convention, like
right.
Absolutely. I mean, this time around we have a few. We have a nice roster. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that everyone who signed up, comes out, gets to make it. I know sometimes, things, schedule changes, but I'm really looking forward to Friday. I think it may be the biggest group. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to sharing that match with the new and the old.
That's what's up. So let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and finish off our conversation and talk a little bit more about your goals, Pacheco, and a little bit more about June 4th. So let's just take a little quick break.
Okay.
All right, we're back. So, I wanted to know a little bit about what are some of your greatest challenges that you faced in the time that you've been training with jiu-jitsu, and how did you overcome them? Just to kind of get a real picture of, because it's a challenging thing to do. Jiu-jitsu, I think, is one of the most challenging things that I've ever done. Um, so I wanted to know a little bit about, like, what have you faced and how did you overcome it?
Well, I mean, uh, just recent, one of the biggest challenges is when I lost my mom, right?
Mm,
Um, when everything was completely shut down, it was like I had no outlet,
yeah.
and that was one of the biggest challenges, that you had no outlet to what can you do. And then by the grace of God, we're able to open up a little bit and train, and that helps with your emotion management. Um, Post opening up, that was the greatest challenge for me, because, like I said, it's not just her. I lost, with friends and everything, about 17 people in 2020.
Wow.
So it was like every other time I was losing somebody. So it was really an emotional challenge for me.
Mm,
Um, so training helped me, and it was a point where I was there. Those times that I was there and I wasn't there, and I would get yelled at by coach and everything, because I was la la land.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a turning point where, this is late December, early January, where I got tired of getting beat up. Straight up, I was always giving up my back, so that was a big challenge. I've managed to not give it up so much. Um, it was a big challenge, that whole thing, because I was there but not there, and I'm like, man, I'm better than this, man. I'm better than this. Then there was this one class and everything, and then coach looked at me, and I needed to do at that point what I needed to do. I broke down.
mm,
I had a major just eyeball, because I was like, yo, this dude is a new white belt and he's kicking my butt. It's not supposed to be that. I'm better than this. And it was just like, dude, mentally I wasn't there. From that point on, that next I came back that Monday, it was like a different person.
mm.
And then I trained with another guy from there. He helped me on. We used to go private sessions on Wednesday, and he helped me. And from that point on, within 3 weeks later, something, I got the blue belt
Nice.
and everything, because he wasn't giving it to me, man. It was literally blood, sweat, and tears. There's many times got my nose bloody, then sweating all the time, and then that Tuesday, I think it was, when I burst out in those tears, I completed the gamut, and it was like a different person from that point on and everything. But it was challenging, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's the greatest challenge, is everything, because I was not there, and there was really not much other outlets to do and everything. We couldn't play baseball. The season was canceled.
Yeah.
You know, that was the only thing I had, and I don't know. It was just weird. Like, I just felt like maybe, dude. It was just weird, because I was just getting smashed left and right, and I was, and of course, coach was pushing me. I mean, what's the matter with you? I wasn't there, dude.
Mm.
I was going through a lot of stuff. I wasn't there, and then
But
that turning point, and it's just been different from that point on.
and we talked about this before, where people take on these challenges and go through these challenges, and you know, for you to continue, right? It's a huge milestone, it's a huge step, right? The blue belt is just a kind of like, a nice, way to put it all together. But at the end of the day, that accomplishment came from you, is yours. What I'm saying? It's much bigger than the belt itself, that breakthrough, I guess, so, for like, for those people watching, for those people who don't understand or don't know what jiu-jitsu is, like, it has these huge benefits beyond, what I'm saying, for each individual, obviously, differently, but it has these huge benefits that we can take advantage of. So thank you for sharing, man, because I know that it's a tough moment, tough transition, and it's not easy. It's not easy to break down on your own, as let alone in front of probably in front of a group of people. But to know that your professor is there supporting you, your team is there supporting you, and you're getting through. It's a huge thing.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, I definitely agree, man. So you mentioned baseball. So I think Fernando and me had this question is if you had to pick one, then you can only do one. Which one would you pick? You better say jiu-jitsu. Which one would you pick if you had to do one? Jiu-jitsu or baseball?
You got him still.
It's a
Yep.
tough.
Touch it.
I think
Damn, the cat got his tongue.
You know what?
Damn, he doesn't want to answer that.
I plead the fifth. I'm not going to answer that question.
We still got him in there, or
I'm not sure.
he was like, "I'm out."
We got you back.
Oh.
Completely on that. All right, if he comes back on, we'll continue, man. But we want to go ahead, D.
Yeah, no. Go ahead, finish up because I can.
I was gonna say I want to talk
after.
a little bit about Fernando's experience with heel hooks until we get Pacheco back. But what you got? What are you gonna say?
Okay. No, I actually have to head out today, so I apologize for having to skip out on the last portion. Hopefully Pacheco gets to come back, but I just wanted to thank you guys for again having me on this session, and looking forward to June 4th. Please don't forget, whether you're watching this, we'll definitely post it up on social media. But June 4th, 7 o'clock. And we'll throughout these next few days we'll post up a little bit more consistently just to keep everybody in the loop and reminding everybody of the great event that we have planned for this Friday. Really looking forward to it, and yeah, so I just gotta step out. Hopefully get to go train a little bit, but yeah, guys, thank you so much, and hopefully the end of the session with Pacheco comes, hopefully comes through.
Sounds good, right?
All right,
All right,
See you. Have a good one, man.
All
right, it's down to me and you. So now let's see if Pacheco gets back on. I just hit him up to see if he get back on. But if he doesn't get on, maybe in another minute or two, we'll wrap it up, and maybe we'll do a part 2 with Pacheco. And he's definitely going to be at the June 4th event, which I want to talk a little bit about. We're actually going to be doing an exclusive session there, webcast there. We're gonna film live the session starting at 8 o'clock. The event starts at 7, so we're gonna start at 8. So we're already gonna have a little bit of a workout in. We'll record some videos. We're gonna try to film some of the testimonials, and our goal for the session on Friday is it's just an exclusive. You guys will get to hear brothers who are there at the event, what their experience is, and just kind of give a little testimonial as to what they're doing. So let me add Pacheco back in.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right.
Little technical difficulties.
That's
Please.
all good. Hey, it's live, and this is what happens, and it's all good. So the questions we had, I don't know if you got to hear me, but if you got two sports that you're playing right now, or two passions right now with jiu-jitsu and baseball. If you had to choose one, which one would it be? It's Lambdas who roll.
I don't know. Yeah, you learn how to do submissions with the baseball bat or the glove. I don't know. That's a real hard question, man. Because I've been playing baseball all my life, man. So I don't know. Oh man.
But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that's not reality. You continue doing both of them, and but yeah, man. So one other question, and we're getting closer to the hour, so we're gonna wrap it up very soon. But what advice? I mean, I know you've given tons of advice right now to other brothers and in general, or people who are starting in their later in their years. What else can we share with them? Like, we want to like get the mats flooded with hermanos, and whether you're training at another gym or you're training at Roll Star where there's other hermanos there, or wherever it may be, like, what advice? What are the words that you tell brothers, like, hey, come try it?
Manage your expectations, manage your ego. If you haven't been physically active in years, then you can't expect yourself to be rolling 5-minute matches in a row and be okay. It's like it's okay to start slow, you know. If anything, the only way to get good at great is you got to start, you know. And when you start, you're bad. So we're all bad at something, no matter what it is. You know, you're not born doing something. You start and you're bad at it. Then you get good. From good, you get great. But it starts from just stepping on the mat, starting and being bad. And don't be afraid to be bad. It's okay to be bad. Like I said, in my early days, I thought I could perform on Broadway because I thought I was a tap dance kid. I was tapping, but but that's what happens. And manage the expectations. Don't let your ego get in your way, because sometimes ego will get in your way and prevent you from like, I can't help it that this little guy tapped me out and I'm 250. Oh, I can't. And then you leave because you can't handle that loss. It will happen. Manage your ego, manage your expectations. Don't expect to be rolling 5-minute rounds for half an hour if you haven't done any cardio in your life. It's baby steps, little baby steps, and you continue doing your baby steps. Then you can increase it and increase it and increase it. But you just have to start. Be willing to just step on the mat. See what you can do. Jiu-Jitsu will let you know what you can and what you cannot do, and you feel it. And be like, wow, can't do that, but I can do this good. So do that.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I definitely feel like ego is definitely the best way to put it, right? Because you don't want to get beat up and stuff like that, and you kind of go home thinking about that in the back of your mind. I've known of several people who I've talked to, not necessarily hermanos, but in general, that they're like, I'm good because I'm not trying to get beat up or pushed around and stuff like that. But I'm honestly, man, I think it's once you get past that, there's so much benefit to it, and hearing you talk about it, man, it's like super motivating, man. It's like, yo, I'm gonna keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. So that's awesome, man.
Thank you.
So and I have one last question actually. So to tie in basically, so you train and you have like a lot of you train with like a lot of like law enforcement. And actually, I'm gonna reach out to you after class because my brother's actually around that way, and I've been trying to get him to go on the mat too. So
he's Yonkers PD, right? I remember you telling me he's Yonkers PD.
Exactly, yeah.
Fit at home.
Yeah. So well, actually, it's NYPD.
NYPD now. I thought you was Yonkers PD at one point or no?
No.
Okay,
no,
I'm confused. All right.
Yeah. So like I was reading. It's weird because I was reading this article the other, actually last night, how in Michigan they're requiring all police officers to be at a blue belt level. I don't know if it's like while they're in the academy and things like that. Since you have since with your training you have like a lot of police. Have they said like how has jiu-jitsu benefited them in in law enforcement or like I don't.
Yeah, because the professor he's also corrections.
Okay.
So he always, when he teaches techniques, he makes it clear like, look, you can do this in law enforcement, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. So he's very, very much in tune with that. Like he's really in tune of what you can't do for law enforcement. He's always preaching everybody be safe out there. For those in law enforcement, this you can apply, this you cannot apply. Because the way the rules are right now, it's weird. And then my training partner, the one who I train primarily with a lot, he's NYPD also, Marty. Okay. What's up, Marty? And right by my old hood, 52nd precinct.
Oh wow.
So, he's always talking about that. So, and it's a great environment because you have all kind of different, from all the neighboring towns to NYPD to state police, and you hear their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with all the stuff is going on, what we just really just need is more dialogue. Just talk and listen.
Yeah.
What people, because man, that's not an easy job, dude. Yeah, it's not. And and right now,
stories,
you need like white gloves to try to put your hands on somebody who's doing what they're not supposed to be doing. And some people don't understand that, man. I wouldn't. It's a hard. I empathize with both ends of the spectrum. It's a hard job, and then we need dialogue.
Absolutely.
Right, just need to talk about it. What's going on? The frustration, what's going on, and in the academy, from what I hear, different things, they really need to beef up the BJJ training. So because you can do a lot of moves and restrain somebody without really hurting them.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that needs to, like, from my hearing different people, needs to be talked about and trained in the academy, how to really restrain somebody properly
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But I mean, that's a topic for another day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I think with the Lambdas Who Roll initiative is one of the things we're advocating as one of our main focal points for social change is how to empower law enforcement as well through jiu-jitsu, right? I mean, I think one of the projects that we have listed on under our initiative is the Lambdas Adopt a Cop, right? You know, encouraging or making it easy for law enforcement to go and train at a local gym and even provide those services ourselves. I mean, we're I think we're blessed to have several high level practitioners within the fraternity that we ourselves can provide those services to hermanos who are in law enforcement or their friends or their family members who are in law enforcement. You know, one of our goals, hopefully in the next coming months, is to establish or to set up seminars specifically for them, right? And you know, take advantage of the fact that we have a gym in New Jersey, Maryland, and we have other hermanos who are also willing to have, you know, open their gym for us and to set something up. So I think that's definitely important. And we have actually on our schedule to talk about, you know, how it benefits law enforcement in the future. But I agree with you 100%, Pacheco. So, all right. So we're coming up to the hour, and usually at the end of our sessions, we pass the mic specifically to you. So you got a minute, Pacheco. Last few words. What do you want to say? Any shout outs? Here you go.
Well, of course, shout out to Jim, New York United, for taking me in because I changed gyms, and that's a whole different scenario when you change gyms. They took me in. Yo, fam, straight up family. Love you guys out there. Um, you know, specifically who helped me a lot, Marty, that I was talking about. I think he really helped me out. And then other place that I've gone to some sessions in how do you say Lodi, New Jersey, or Loden?
Loda, yeah.
Yeah.
Training him with, he's been helping me with striking and stuff like that and some other stuff. So just there's a lot of people that helped along the ways, whether they know or not, and just want to thank everybody. It's too much to mention. I don't want to forget anybody, but everybody, you know, thank you for helping me in this journey. And when it comes to older miles or anybody in general, just do it, man. Just think don't like you. Just do it. Step on the mat and see what you got, and then you can make a decision. Like, you know what, I did it. I went for a week, 2 weeks. It's not for me. Okay, fine. We can deal with that. But just getting past that fear unknown, thinking that I'm gonna get beat up and all that other stuff. Get past that. Go for it. There's nothing to lose, a lot to gain.
That's what's up.
That's basically it, man. Just do it, man. Be the example. That's what I want you to be, the example, and don't talk. That's one thing about me. It's like, if you know, I'm never one who wants to just talk. I do. Not doodle, but you know, do. Just go out there and just do it. You know, it wasn't about, okay, you know, we should have fraternity softball tournament. All right, so I just did it. Oh, you know, we should have this. Okay, well, I just done it. So it was always about just being the example, getting everything on. Like, even for, like, all right, I'm up.
I think we're losing Pacheco
But
again.
that's it. It's just go out there, man. Everybody. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit. You're coming in and out. I think we just caught the last few words of what you said. You know, just go ahead and do it. And you kind of frozen right now.
It might be the Funko Pops.
All right, they taking over. All right. Well, Pacheco, man, if you can hear us, man, we really appreciate your time. You know, we're at the hour, so we can't wait to see you on June 4th. You know, be part of our exclusive show there. But you know, if you can hear us, Para siempre, man. We'll definitely catch up with you on Friday. All right. All right. And with that, Fernando, last few words before we sign off.
Absolutely. I want to give a big shout out to my wife. Happy anniversary today, 6 years of wedded bliss. Thank you so much for, everything you do for myself and our two children. So love you, babe. Look forward to hanging out with you tonight. Also, want to give a shout out to, Hernan, Diego, for allowing, this platform for all our hermanos to talk about our jiu-jitsu journey, and just giving another avenue for us to have that that hermandad that like some of us as we get older from our undergraduate years we kind of like ease off into our own world. So this is another avenue. So I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the open mat on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate those words, man. And and just to add to that, this whole initiative with Lambdas Who Roll, it's for hermanos and it's also for everybody else as well. We want to touch other people and bring communities together through jiu-jitsu. And that's really one of our big focuses. And kind of like how we mentioned, we have several projects that we're working on right now. One is the LUL open mats. We have the Lambdas Adopt a Cop. We have a scholarship that we're trying to set up for children who are underprivileged children who want to train jiu-jitsu, can't really afford it. And then the last one is gis for the community. We want to produce gis and provide, free gear for gyms and especially nonprofit gyms so that they can give their students, high quality uniforms, because we know that it's expensive. It's a big investment to try to get a new gi. So that we have several projects that we're working on, and we're working with Pacheco to establish this as a 501c3. So we're making strides. We're making moves to make things bigger, more established, and we need your support. So like what we're doing, follow us, like our video, comment, subscribe. Yeah, tell us what you like, what you don't like. We're here to work with you and for you. And this is just out of a passion that we've had of just hermanos that came together, and now we want to spread it out to other people, let other people benefit. So June 4th coming up, we can't wait for that to happen. As I mentioned before, we're going to have an exclusive Lambdas Who Roll there. We're going to share people's real life testimonies at that moment. We're going to talk to brothers who've never tried it before, and you're going to hear their experiences. We're going to try to get with some of the black belts that are going to be there, and they're going to share some insights on the pros of training and how you can get started as well. And we're just going to have fun, man. We just want to share that moment with everybody as well. So we'll look forward to June 4th. And again, thank you so much, Pacheco. Thank you, Diego. Thank you, Fernando, for another session. Again, I'm super happy to continue to do this, with you and for you guys. So with that said, we'll be signing off, and we'll see each other on Friday. Para siempre.
Peace.
This Pokemon.